What's happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. In this video, we are starting out by heading to a vintage toy show in Canfield, Ohio at the fairgrounds where they're advertising hundreds of different vendors. And of course, we were looking for rare items, but I did not shoot a whole lot of footage in there. It was absolutely packed, but I did manage to catch a clip of this massive Transformers figure. I walked around some more, left there, went to a place called Majestic Turnaround that was about a half hour or so away, and I got a tip that they had cards and other collectibles there. As you see in this shot, we got some older junk wax air packs, but not as much junk wax as this wall right here. Lots of handmade grab bags. I think these were between like $2 and $3. You got a Donnie Baseball, 91 Upper Deck there. So you have multi-sports. I was looking around to see if there might have been any decent rookies on top, but not really the case. But on this shelf, I did find a real Ghostbusters accessory, the Ghost Zapper, along with some older figures, Dick Tracy, Spider-Man, and here are some more cards. Of course, classic, the different sets. They made so many of them. I think those were $10 a piece. See those everywhere. And here's another Ghostbusters spawning in the wild. It's a newer Ghost Popper, one of the re-releases from Mattel. But a lot of figures in this place. I was very surprised, and I was even more surprised when I came across this Denver the Last Dinosaur lunchbox. Loved that show as a kid. Kept walking around and came across a 2000 Topps traded in rookies set for $175. Possible Miguel Cabrera autograph in there. And some other cool sports collectibles. You got the 89 Don Russ, the rookie set. Griffey's got a card in there. And a Mike Trout autograph ball with the COA for $175. There is an older Topps glossy set. I think that was $175 also. We have Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain and part of a Proton pack. Pretty awesome to see that. Next up, we got a Batman Animated Series collector's case. Always cool to see anything of that nature in these stores. A bunch of Ziploc bagged figures. Nothing that really caught my eye. But a lot of vendors in this place. Lots to see. This is another random clip. This spot, I found some 92 election, whole set. I ripped the box those a while ago on election night several years back. We got some starting lineups. And of course, for some god-awful reason, there is a random 1988 Topps Von Hayes, my arch enemy, just sitting there on the shelf. I left those places. I went to I-76 Antique Mall. This place is huge. First, I spotted a 1990 Topps Jose Uribe in the case. A $15 Deion Sanders 89 Update rookie, which I thought was a little bit crazy, along with an 89 Topps Maguire for $15. I kind of wanted to showcase some of these prices. 91 Score Griffey for $15. An 87 Topps traded set for $50. So some of these prices in here, they fluctuate. I found some nice stuff, decent prices. Some were a little bit out there. Check this out, Batman Animated Series. This guy always has cool figures. Man-Bat, I need that figure. The card on it was a little busted up and yellowing, so I'm going to pass on that. But Swamp Thing, I used to like this cartoon as a kid, even though they only made 6 episodes. The toy line was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Kenner made those as well in the early 90s. I thought about picking those up along with these Gargoyles figures. Look at that Hill sticker on there. Loved the Gargoyles cartoon as a kid. So I'm going to look those over. They had Demona. They also had Lexington, but the card on him was a little bit more worn. So I was trying to debate which one of these I wanted to pick up. But that's kind of a little glimpse of what I grabbed. I'm going to head back home now, and we're going to recap everything. The whole purpose of my Ohio trip was to check out the toy show at the fairgrounds. And unfortunately, although I saw a lot of cool collectibles and figures, there was nothing I was in the market for. So I left there kind of bummed out, and I scoured within a half-hour radius antique stores, places I've been before, and I didn't really find too much until I stopped by a certain place, and they recommended the Majestic Turnaround. It was an old bowling alley. I've never been there, never even heard of it. They suggested I check that place out because they said that there are probably cards there. And I'm glad I did because you saw in the video there were a lot of awesome collectibles in there, including this. This is something that I have not seen in a long time, if ever before. I was a big fan of Denver the Last Dinosaur as a kid from the late 80s as a cartoon. Although I swear there's a Mandela effect, and a lot of people agree with me on this, that it was Dino the Last Dinosaur. And I'm not thinking of Dino from the Flintstones. I swear, back in the 80s, he was called Dino the Last Dinosaur. Comment down below and let me know if you also remember that, or if you remember Denver. But I have followed this search for Denver the Last Dinosaur novelty items on eBay for probably 8 to 10 years since I got back into collecting toys back in like 2013. And I don't think I've ever seen a Denver the Last Dinosaur lunchbox pop up on there. So you can imagine my surprise whenever I came across this. And this may very well be the reason why I still skateboard to this day, from watching this show at a very, very early age. But what an awesome cartoon. I love the intro to it. The song will get stuck in your head for days on end. And this lunchbox is very clean. You see the sticker on here is very vibrant colors. It is well attached, and it also has the freaking thermos. So I was pretty excited to come across that, and it cost me 25 bucks. And for something like this, to me, I think is kind of priceless. You really can't put a price on something that just is super rare. They didn't make toys for Denver the Last Dinosaur. They only made some novelty items, and there's not a whole lot of them out there. So I was pretty excited to add Denver the Last Dinosaur lunchbox to my collection. So after I left there, I stopped by the I-76 Antique Mall, as you saw in the video. Kind of some ridiculous prices in there, but there's also a lot of hidden treasures if you look around long enough. I-76 is where I picked up this a few months back, the Ouch Bubblegum, for $5. These sell for about $100 now if you look at sold listings, or at least they did a few months ago when I looked these up. I won't open this, it's still sealed. I used to like this a lot back in the 90s, so for that reason, I will keep that sealed in my toy room. But the same person there that I bought that bubblegum off of, they have all kinds of cool older items, novelty stuff. They had Ken Griffey Jr. chocolate bars from 1989. How many of you guys have seen these or remember these even? When I was a kid, I don't remember these existing at all. But I have seen them on eBay in recent years, and I was like, it'd be cool to get a whole box of those or even one bar. Well, this seller had them for $5 for a chocolate bar from 1989 featuring one of the greatest to ever do it, the Kid, a chocolate bar dedicated to him. So I was like, I gotta buy that. That's pretty freaking awesome. Could not pass on that. Plus, I like giving that seller business. They have lots of cool stuff there, so I want to keep them there. And you saw a lot of figures and stuff like that in the video. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to pick up from there because there were a few I needed, and I ended up going with this one, Gargoyles, one of my favorite cartoons ever. Back in the 90s, I was really pumped on this show as a kid. I know a lot of us were, and I never really actually started collecting this toy line. I think I have one of these on the card, but I never kind of made it a point to go back and buy these yet. Maybe someday, but I guess that day is now because I picked up another one. This is Demona. This was Goliath, once love interest turned enemy. And this was a pretty cheap one. 12 bucks, as you see there. And, I mean, shouldn't really sell for that much more on eBay. I mean, if you look at sold listings and active listings, maybe 15 to 20 bucks tops. But what sold me on Demona was this Hill sticker. Hill is one of my favorite toy stores of all time. That did me in, and I had to grab it, and I probably will pick these up here and there as I see them, but very, very nice condition. So, Gargoyles, awesome toy line made by Kenner, the same folks who brought us all kinds of other awesome toys, including the real Ghostbusters over the years. So, picked up Demona, and that was really about it for yesterday. Today, I went to Antique Depot in Altoona, hit up some other places too, Juniata Cards, and I found a lot more cool stuff. So first I'll show you the boxes that I grabbed. This week's break, we are doing 2007 Spectrum. We have an Upper Deck box of Spectrum from 07, guaranteeing us 2 memorabilia, numbered memorabilia cards per box. Look for rare Spectrum of Stars autographed cards. So I have seen these before. I have some in throughout my collection, and they're super sleek looking cards, and they apparently have a lot of cool inserts and even numbered ones. So we will rip that this coming Tuesday for Turn Back the Clock Tuesday, and a future Turn Back the Clock Tuesday, we're going to rip this. Something else I've never opened before. 2003 Stadium Club. Guaranteeing us 1 game used relic in every box. We got Pujols on the cover of the box, and I'm looking forward to that too, Relic Edition. So we'll rip that here coming up in a few weeks. Grabbed up those 2, and while I was at Antique Depot, there was a seller there they had a ton of wax, a bunch of older wax, and there were some boxes that were like $6. And 1990 Donruss, $6. These are like pre-pandemic prices, maybe even lower than that. But what attracted me to this box is the fact that it says error on it. And then if you flip the lid, the inside of it also says errors. So I don't know if this was like from an actual error case that had the date on it. They pinpointed and decided to label error box, but there's a lot of errors to be found in older Donruss products. This one, of course, Juan Gonzalez reverse negative. You have the Tom Glavine John Smoltz MVP card, and the Nolan Ryan King of Kings card. There's a whole bunch of them. The black line errors, all kinds. But I was like, that's pretty cool for $6. I'm buying that. I don't know if I'm going to open it or not. I've not decided that yet, but for $6, I'm not passing on it. What else I won't pass on for $6 is 88 Leaf. I don't ever see these. In all my years of being back in the hobby for the last 10 years, I think I've seen 88 Leaf boxes maybe one time. 88 Donruss, a crap ton. But Leaf, not so much. I did buy a box of these a while back for like $30, something like that, which is, I don't know what they go for now. Back then they were around $40 a box. But when I was a kid, older products like Leaf in the 80s, you never saw them. You didn't start seeing Leaf until the early 90s, at least not in my neck of the woods. So that was kind of a scarce thing back then. I feel like it still is scarce because they're just not as common as 88 Donruss. So featuring Dale Murphy on the box top, I had to grab that. For $6, you can't beat 88 Leaf for that price. And also, I grabbed some other cards while I was at Juniata, Antique Depot. I grabbed a sack of cards in packs. We're going to open those here at the end of the video. We'll close it out with that. I also grabbed a couple singles, including this Ron Santo rookie. This has been popping up a lot lately. I sold one of these the other night. It had a crease in it. I have this card. I bought it a while back, I think at the Chantilly show, and I saw this for $14 from the guy that has the honey hole booth there. I'm like, that's pretty sick. I'm not going to pass on that. It might be better condition than the one that I already have. It's definitely a little off-center, but overall the corners and the edges are not really beat up. So $14 for a Santos 61 Topps rookie. I'm not passing on that ever. And two other cards that I found while I was lurking around at the Antique Depot. This one, another one, I don't think I've ever seen this card before, but it was an insert card in 94 Upper Deck Series 2 packs. The Central region boxes. This was a 94 SP preview. I love 94 SP. One of these days I'm going to buy a box of those and open it or keep it sealed or maybe both. I don't know. But Jordan, that's from his quote-unquote rookie year. And so I'll put that in my rookie box. One I've never seen before. I thought that was pretty awesome. Hang on to that one. And then this one too. Deion Sanders. Seems like his stuff is on the rise. This is 89 Score football rookie card. I've never had this card. I remember being a super hot one back when I was a kid. And I bought this for my multi-sport rookie box. The guy sold it to me for $10. So I was like, I'm not going to pass on that. So I picked up a few singles for my PC. And after that, before we get to this, I went to Juniata Cards. I guess I already showed you one of the boxes that I got from there. But I picked up a pack of 81 Topps. He had like a half box of these. And they're super clean. I figure I probably never own a whole box of 81 Topps. They're pretty expensive. I don't know if I ever buy one or not. But I'd like to have at least one pack sealed from every year of Topps, like at least starting in the 80s. If I can get some 70s too, awesome. But 81 Topps, bought a pack of those. Let's get into the end of the video. The curtains here, we got a bunch of junk wax packs. These were Dave's booth in there. He has a whole bunch of these, $5 for a bunch of packs. And chances to pull a Griffey rookie. I saw there's a rack pack of 89 Donruss in here. We have I don't know what year of Sportflix this is. It's hard to tell. At least I think it's super hard to tell. I feel like they all look the same. But 86 Sportflix. So that's pretty awesome. We may be able to find the Robin Yount error, where it says he played for the Yankees on the back of the card, which is an insanely rare and valuable card. One that I want from my error collection. Got a wax pack, 89 Donruss, 93 Leaf Series 1. Some bricking there. Maybe we'll find some cool inserts. 92 Upper Deck, Bench Morgan autograph possibility. 89 Donruss and or Dunross. I remember being real pumped in that card when I was a kid, 59 and counting. We got two rack packs in here, one with Ozzie Smith on it. I don't know if I open all these or not. 89 Topps is the other pack. Fred Lynn, dead center. And we got 88 Fleer. So let's end the video opening up some junk wax era packs. It's been a while since I've done that. It's been a few months since I've opened any jam packs, retro wax, and I feel like some of us need to do that, including myself, every once in a while. We got Strawberry started off. Henderson. Looking for Glavine rookie. Steve Carlton. Looks like he has a bad case of poison ivy overtaking his face on that one. He's very bummed out about it. Dave Parker Juan Beniquez. We all know about Juan Beniquez and his many, many years playing winter ball. Greg Brock, Joe Bover, looks very devious in that photo. Jerry Reed. And nothing too crazy in there. A couple big names. The 92 upper deck next. See if we can find a Bench Morgan autograph. That'd be pretty sick. Melito Perez for John H. shows up out the gates. I'm sure he is jumping for joy wherever he is at. There's the big cat for Corey. Jack Morris. Tony Gwynn, best hitter. I used to love this card as a kid. Bonds and Andy Vince, like, it's a good one. Scott Scudder, not a short print. Ernie Riles, upper deck. Notorious for shuffling the cards every which way and giving you a headache. Jay Bell is Todd Zeal, portrait card. Alan Trammell. And Craig Rebeck and Zepak. 93 Leaf is next. This set was centered around Frank Thomas, had an exclusive insert set specifically for him. Also potential autographs in the update boxes. I opened one of those a while ago. Dennis Cook to greet us in the back. That's got to be a good sign of something. We used to buy a bunch of these back in 93. I loved them so much. They were just so much different than everything else. Mickey Morandini starts it off. Kurt Manwaring, but Leaf always had some cool inserts, though. Bob Tewksbury. And there's some stickiness, but I don't see any paper loss. Juan Gonzalez. I liked that card a lot when I was a kid, but I was kind of a big Juan Gonzalez fan, I would say. Matt Williams. Ricky Jordan. Snagging one. Otis Nixon. We have Kevin Gross. Brady Anderson in that gnarly battle cry. That card used to freak me out when I was a kid. I feel like Lou Whitaker. Hopping. It looks like we got 2 Wongons in one pack. And Dean Palmer. And there is the antics of Dennis Cook, which shall never be forgotten, at least not around here. 89 Donruss is next. I may save that 89 Topps pack. I'm going to do some Griffey hunting in Donruss, though. See if we can find any of these rookies. There's a lot to find. Tom Gordon is definitely a decent one. Randy Johnson rookie shows up. First pack. I will take it. Very nice. Gwynn MVP. So, not a bad way to start off the 89 Donruss. 86 Sportflix. Can we pull a Yount error card? Fingers crossed. I said the error is that it says Yankees in the back of the card. If you look on eBay, I think there might be one on there for like $500 raw. The Ninja Star trivia question. We got Donnie Baseball starting that off. That's the back of the card. 86. I was expecting this to be like 88 or 89. John Tudor. 2 of those per pack. You got the Donnie Baseball disc offer. Those are pretty sick. Almost, the background almost looks like the TPIA background. You'll be hearing from my attorney on that. And I felt like there was 2 cards set together. Carter, Lynn, and Garvey on this hologram card, or whatever you would call that, for the proper term for it. Yeah, I'll keep this sealed. I don't see any rookies in the back of there, but we will end the video with 89 Donruss. Johnson already pulled. Tom Gordon also. Clean ripped on the back. Doesn't happen all too often. Mark Clear starts it off. Alex Sanchez. Look for Griffey. The dorky antics of Tom Hankey. Larkin, there's a Wade Boggs. Ken Hill, the $30 Ken Hill rookie from the Antique Mall. We'll never forget that. There's Trammell MVP. Jose Lind, showing off his missing teeth there. That card always freaked me out, too. Ole Joint MVP, Big Cat. Diamond Kings and Scott Sanderson. The puzzle that year was Warren Spahn. And the next pack, Brookins. Can we find a Griffey or a Kurt Schilling or Craig Biggio? Sheffield even. Greg Maddox shows up in the pack. And this is it. Last pack Magic. There's a Roberto Alomar second year card. Pat Perry, having the time of his life. Eddie Murray. And a Ripken. So, I didn't say we didn't do terrible. We got a Johnson rookie out of there and some decent Hall of Famers. But I'm curious to know what you guys thought of my pickups. If you enjoyed this video, please comment down below and let me know what your favorite thing that I brought home with me was. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I will hopefully see you all guys back tomorrow night for some sort of random box rip. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you back tomorrow night.